a commonly asked question it keeps coming up is does a tape recorder, an ordinary tape recorder, work for EVPs? Well, the answer to that one is yes, because pre-digital, that's what EVPs were picked up on. And actually, the first EVP that was picked up on was a wire recorder, which is sort of like a reel to reel, but it was a fine wire. Um, so, I've got all kinds of different recorders. These are just some of them. That is, that is the top quality Tascam, which is a fantastic recorder. It's used professionally, but there is other little recorders. You see a lot of investigators using one of these because it can record in a low bit rate, and they like to experiment with the warbling that goes on in the low bit rate, and that you have to be very, very careful, because sounds that gets picked up sometimes come out sounding like words, and we have other small little ones like these. This is a Panasonic QR160, and there is a Sony. These two are all digitals, and then of course you have this is the Panasonic QR80, and it looks very, very similar to the DR60, and I actually like the shape of these because they're so narrow in comparison to other recorders. And actually, this is a modern recorder, and this is still it's still very, 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 very narrow. But before all of that was recorders with a standard cassette that fishes in there. That isn't a recorder. That's actually a spirit box. That used to be a Sony Walkman, but you got recorders that recorded the standard tape, but then you have you have a number of different types of cassette. Now, I got a little bit mixed up, and I pre-ordered some tapes, and these are mini tapes, mini cassette tapes. So I says, right, I'm gonna order a mini cassette recorder. Unfortunately, I bought the wrong thing, but I have another one ordered, which will take these tapes. But that is, you can see the difference in both of them. So they look almost the same, but you can see the holes where the tape runs is slightly smaller on this one, and there's two holes in each corner. That is the mini disc, and this is the micro disc. There's a hole in each corner on this one, and there's just one hole on the top of this one, and you can see they're slightly different in size. So that's the micro. These are the little dinky little tapes. When you got a little box there. But this is one of the recorders. And that this is an Olympus 57, or it's an S701, and it's a micro recorder, micro cassette recorder. You got play, stop, record, and forwards and back. Now you don't have on this one. You don't have a little. You would have a little counter here. So if you wanted to go back to a certain part on the tape, you could find it a little bit easier. But it doesn't have it on this. On the side here, it's got two speeds. It doesn't have an external microphone. It just has the internal one. There's no microphone jack, but there is a earphone jack, and you got a volume then on the top. You know, I'm gonna ask a few questions. I'm not expecting to get EVPs, but I'm just gonna give you a demonstration what this sounds like. You know. But I'm gonna give a small demonstration of what this sounds like. Is there anyone here? Could you speak into the device I have in my hand if you are here with me right now? Could you tell us what your name is? The dog decided to shuffle about there, but it might give you some idea. Hopefully we can pick up the dog shuffle and that. To rewind it back. Small demonstration of what this sounds like. Is there anyone here? Could you speak into the device I have in my hand if you are here with me right now? Could you tell us what your name is? That's basically it. It's you know, with the tapes, you got that little bit of a hiss. It's not crystal clear like digital and that, but you know, it's worth experimenting around with. You know, and you have to take into account that before you had digital recorders and that, you had you know, just magnetic tape and that, and you know, it's worth having a go at different and older technologies as well. You know, yes, you can't, you know, with some of these, you know, you can, the recordings come on a file and you can put them into your computer an awful lot easier. But you know, it is worth experimenting with some of the older stuff, you know, more simpler technology, and you know, it records in a different kind of way. You got the magnetic tape, you got the digital, you got, you know, those two different ways of recording and that, you know, and before we had the digital, we had the tapes. So, you know, look forward to actually bringing this out with me at some stage, and using that, you know, on a location and investigation and that. And it may encourage me to do a little bit more sort of EVP work on that, you know. So that is that. I just wanted to show you that because it just came in this morning and that. So I'm going to go, and I'll see you in the next one, folks.